Morning, Steve Freed in Chicago with the USDA supply and demand results. For the most part, they weren't quite as bearish beans and corn as the market had feared, but they were bearish wheat. Let's look at the soybeans. For 19 and 20, they raised the crush 15 million bushels and they lowered exports 25. So the carryout is now 585 versus 580. For next year, they raised the crush 15 and kept exports at 2050, which actually lowered the carryout to 395. As far as the corn for U.S., basically down 50 million bushels in ethanol, which raised the carryout to 2103. And they estimated next year's demand numbers about unchanged. And so we're looking at a carryout of 3323 versus 3318, and trade is actually looking for a number closer to 4 billion bushels, depending upon ethanol demand and the corn crop. As far as wheat is concerned, they raised the all wheat crop 11 million bushels, and that increased the carryout for 2021 to 925 from 909. Then when we look at the world numbers, as far as world soybeans are concerned, they left the Brazil crop at 124. They lowered the Argentina crop 51 to 50 million tons, and they raised China demand from 92 to 94 million tons. All the numbers for next year are unchanged. As far as the world corn market is concerned, they raised Brazil corn crop to 107 million tons, and lowered the China next year's carryout 2 million tons to 198. That left the world carryout for next year at 337 million tons. As far as the wheat is concerned, they raised the U.S. crop a little bit. They lowered European crop 2 million tons to 141, but left the Russian crop unchanged. They raised the China crop 1 million tons and raised India 4 million tons. So that increased world wheat stocks. So now we're going to focus on weather. And again, I think Monday morning's 2-week forecast for the U.S. is critical right now for the markets. If it's warm and dry, we add a little weather premium, especially in corn. And we'll also be watching China. The export sales today were great, 2 million tons, most of that to be unknown in China. And they also announced another 700,000 tons in the daily reporting service, mostly new crop to China. So if they start buying, that's going to add value to the soybean market. We also have been hearing about some increased interest in U.S. corn export basis. Some people think that could be China, so we'll have to watch that pretty closely and see if they're coming in to buy some U.S. corn. Outside market's pretty negative. Stock market's down sharply on the Fed comments and concern about debt insolvency. So as always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.